Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the BOLDR Venture Wayfarer Navy. Now, before we get into the review, just wanted to mention that BOLDR did send this out for us to look at. I'm not receiving any compensation in any way. Just keep in mind that they sent it out for us to check out. Also, if you could, please go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Like the video and leave a comment below. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's take a closer look at the watch. So the MSRP for this watch on the BOLDR website is $339. I also saw a titanium bracelet that I believe you can pair with this, and that bracelet was $199. But a field watch I think is great on NATO strap. However, they do offer the option of the bracelet. So this watch is modeled after the classic 24-hour subdial watches. However, it's upgraded with a titanium case, titanium bezel. Everything's titanium. Even the hardware on the NATO strap is titanium, which is great, as it matches the case, and also it does make the watch lighter, but it's not much weight loss with the titanium piece this small. Anyway, as I mentioned, it does have a 24-hour subdial, and this is a automatic mechanical movement. You see the sweep of the second hand there, and this is using the Miyota 8217 movement. So let's go over the case size. This is a smaller watch. It would compare to Seiko. Well, let's compare it to the Seiko SKX009. I was going to say it compares more to the SKX013. So SKX is 42 millimeter diameter, and this guy is 38 millimeter diameter. So I actually happen to have an SKX, slightly modified SKX013, but you can see the size here is much closer to that. So let's go over the measurements. Lug to lug is nice and short at 44. Case diameter, as I mentioned, is 38. Thickness on the watch head itself is 12.7. But then when you add in the NATO strap, you're looking at 15.7, which is a bit thick. Lug width is 20, so you could throw any strap on here you want. That's 20 millimeter, especially considering the lugs are drilled. Makes it so much easier to put on different straps. Of course, it doesn't really matter for NATO straps or quick release straps, but if you don't have those options, it's great to have. Crown size on this is 5.9 millimeter, which I think is fine for this watch, as it is a smaller watch. It is all brushed titanium. It does have a nice bevel to it. I really like this case shape. It is a unique case shape. I don't recall seeing another watch with this shape. I like how the lugs are kind of just cut away there, so you can put any straight bracelet on there, straight end-link bracelet, rubber strap, leather strap, anything. It'll look nice. Just cut away there. Looking around to see if I have any other straps to demonstrate that. Yeah, here we go. So this is basically a two-piece NATO strap with quick release, but you can see what I mean if you put that on there. It just looks like it's integrated into the watch head. So I mentioned titanium case. This does have a sapphire crystal with AR coating. It is a screw-down crown. And this is a hacking movement. So what that means is, let's move the handset out of the, well, I'll show you. All the way out is time set. The second hand has stopped. Let me move the handset out of the way. And you can see the date wheel here. If I'm turning it the right way or not. That's winding. So now we're in the second position. This should be date set. There we go. We'll screw it back in and screw it down. Let's zoom in close on this dial. It is a painted dial. The numerals are applied by paint, but you can see the texture to this dial. I really appreciate a textured dial. Looks kind of like sandpaper. And then you can see the 24-hour sub-dial is set below the surface there. And it has the same texture inside of there. Just reading their website, and they talked about the 24-hour dial being used for, people on submarines, or maybe if you're working as a miner or something where you don't see the sun, that would come in handy, so you know what time of the day you're in with the 12-hour period. But I don't know. I like the way it looks. So let's take a look at the strap, and then we can look at the case back. So as I mentioned, this is a nylon NATO strap, and it does have titanium hardware, custom titanium hardware. It is signed with the BOLDR symbol there, which reminds me the crown is signed as well. I did not mention that. You may have seen it when I was moving the watch around. So this watch is very nice and light. Put it on wrist and you forget you have it on. I would like it with a single piece strap. I'm not totally a fan of NATO straps, but you could always cut this off if you wanted, which I'm not going to do. It's not my watch. So here's a look at the titanium case back. Let's see if we can zoom in and read some of the text on here. So it is 200 meter water resistant. I think that says, okay, sapphire, titanium, BOLDR Venture automatic, and Japan movement, which is that Miyota 8217 that I mentioned earlier. So the Lume on the hands and on the indices, and I'm assuming the numerals as well. I have not looked at it yet. It is all Japanese super Lume. So let's turn off the lights and check it out together. Actually, I haven't even put it on wrist yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get it on wrist and then we can check out the Lume. If you haven't already subscribed, I would appreciate it if you could go ahead and do so. Like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment below. The strap is a little, it's not super soft, but I think it'll break in. And it is quite long. It's a very long NATO strap. You can tuck it over and back under. Of course, I do have small wrists, so that helps in that regard. So I have a 6.5-inch wrist with a 52 millimeter wristband. And again, this guy is nice and small at 44 by 38. A navy strap that matches the navy dial. So let's zoom out here, get a little different perspective. The last BOLDR I had in was just a gigantic bronze watch. It was probably the largest watch I've ever had in for review. And this is on the opposite end of the spectrum, being nice and small and light. So let me pause the video and turn off the lights and we can check out the Lume together. All right, so on the left we have the BOLDR Venture Wayfarer, and on the right my SKX 009. The Lume looks to be very similar color. And actually the Lume on the BOLDR hands look to be a little brighter than the SKX, which surprises me. So I would say this Lume is very good especially considering that this is a field watch. I don't know if that 24-hour subdial is loomed or not. It doesn't look like it. Let me move the handset and I'll blast it with my UV light again. Does not appear to be loomed. Not really a big deal, just curious. So, as always, thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. And talk to you soon.